India promised to build the cities of tomorrow: glass towers, artificial intelligence, smart traffic, digital governance, 24-hour surveillance, clean energy, a future where technology would solve the problems that had plagued Indian cities for decades, more than a decade later. Why do some smart city projects still struggle with incomplete infrastructure? Why do many citizens continue to battle traffic congestion, flooding, pollution, and poor waste management? And perhaps the biggest question: did India build smarter cities, or simply smarter advertisements? Today we investigate one of the country's most ambitious urban experiments. In 2015, the government of India launched the Smart Cities mission. The objective sounded revolutionary. 100 cities would receive funding to modernize infrastructure through digital technology, sustainable planning, and efficient governance. Billions of rupees were allocated. International investors showed interest. Architects created futuristic renderings featuring autonomous transport, green corridors, intelligent lighting, and command and control centers. The smart city became more than an infrastructure project. It became a symbol of India's aspirations to become a global economic powerhouse. But building a city on paper is very different from building one in reality. The first challenge appeared long before construction. India's cities were already dealing with enormous pressure: rapid migration, limited land, aging infrastructure, water shortages, flooding, traffic congestion, informal settlements. Many urban planners argued that technology alone could not solve these structural problems. Smart sensors could monitor traffic, but they couldn't widen narrow roads overnight. Digital dashboards could display water usage, but they couldn't create new water sources during droughts. Technology was being added to cities whose foundations often remained weak. One criticism frequently raised by urban experts involved priorities. Many projects focused on visible technological upgrades: LED lighting, Wi-Fi zones, surveillance cameras, integrated command centers, mobile applications. Meanwhile, residents in several cities continued to raise concerns about basic services: drainage, solid waste management, reliable drinking water, sewage systems, road quality. Critics argued that smart infrastructure should complement, not replace, the essentials of urban development. Without strong basic infrastructure, expensive digital systems risk becoming underutilized. Another major debate centered around greenfield development. Several projects attempted to create entirely new urban districts. The expectation was simple: build modern infrastructure first. People and businesses would naturally follow. But cities don't grow through buildings alone. They grow through jobs, communities, schools, markets, and social networks. Some newly developed areas struggled to attract enough permanent residents or commercial activity as quickly as expected. Urban economists often describe this as the difference between building infrastructure and building an ecosystem. Technology requires constant maintenance. Sensors fail. Software becomes outdated. Networks require upgrades. Several reports pointed out that while capital funding received attention, long-term operational costs presented continuing challenges for many municipalities. Smaller urban local bodies often lacked sufficient technical staff. Maintenance contracts became expensive. Her smart city isn't completed when construction ends. It begins its most expensive phase. The Smart Cities mission relied heavily on partnerships between government agencies and private companies. While many projects progressed successfully, others experienced delays caused by land acquisition, regulatory approvals, or changing economic conditions. Supporters of the mission highlight genuine achievements. Many cities introduced integrated command and control centers. Public transport systems improved. Digital citizen services expanded. LED street lighting reduced energy consumption. However, critics argue that benefits were uneven. Improvements were often concentrated in selected zones rather than across entire cities. The question became not whether improvements happened, but who benefited from them. Critics argue that several projects experienced delays. Basic civic infrastructure often deserved greater priority. Supporters respond that urban transformation requires decades. Hundreds of individual projects have been completed. Technology is an accelerator. It is not a substitute for good governance. Artificial intelligence cannot compensate for poor drainage. Smart cameras cannot replace effective public transport. Mobile apps cannot eliminate housing shortages. Cities become smart when the people living inside them thrive, not merely when the infrastructure becomes digital. The real debate is no longer whether cities should become smart. It is what smart should actually mean. Should future investment prioritize sensors or sanitation, data dashboards or drainage, artificial intelligence or affordable housing? Perhaps the smartest city is the one that solves the everyday problems of ordinary people. Because in the end, a city isn't defined by its skyline, it's defined by the lives lived beneath it.